We have the overview for chapter 11, cell communication. So basically the purpose of this is just to understand the way that cells receive and process and respond to different chemical signals within the body. And so if we think about ways like if there were an emergency, what would you do? You would like call for help, right? So that's communication between someone who needs help and someone who can provide the help. And that's a similar way that cells communicate within our body. Our cells communicate by working through a series of cellular networks, and they can be compared to the different ways that we communicate and stay connected in our world today. So basically, the reason why cells communicate is so that they can maintain homeostasis within the body. And for example, to say like you get a cold or something, the cells communicate within your body, saying like there's something foreign in your body. Yeah.
Okay, I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
You said that the cell communication is to coordinate activities, maintain homeostasis. What exactly is homeostasis? What do you mean?
Oh, it's not the same thing as like equilibrium, but it's like keeping everything the same. Like you're keeping you're keeping like a same temperature within your body. Like everything in the cell is supposed to stay the same, like function in the proper way, so that you don't have any changes or any like malfunctions within the cell. And
Good.
All right, so I'm going to talk about the evolution of cell signaling. So the process of cell signaling is similar to in yeast and animal cells, which suggests that modern day cell signaling evolved before any multicellular organisms existed on Earth. So basically it started in like ancient prokaryotes and eukaryotes, and then when they split into two totally different kingdoms and evolved into further species and animals and everything, those processes still both existed in either kingdom because they have to come from the same origin, which suggests that it evolved millions of years ago. An example of this is this type of yeast right here. It's cool. And it uses cell signaling to find mates. So basically the process starts with, there's two different types of this yeast cell, A and then alpha A, and they secrete this mating factor, which basically binds to the other receptor of the other cell. And then when that happens, it affects changes in the cell and causes them to like grow towards each other. And then when they grow close enough, they merge and they become cell A/alpha A, which holds both genomes of either cell.
A quick question.
Yes.
How is that chemical getting from this strain to the other strain?
Okay, good question, Doc. So cell A secretes factor A, and then this kind of floats around, and then eventually it will bind to alpha A's
Okay,
receptor.
what is that process called, though? You said it's kind of floating around, and I like the way you're explaining that. What is this process called? What is it used? What process is going on that's getting that chemical over there?
Cell signal.
Transduction.
Transduction is when it translates that receptor to make the changes in the cell happen.
Yeah, it might be a type of local cell signaling that I'm about to talk about after Jacqueline.
Yeah, the process I was looking for is diffusion. So
Oh.
it's not a big deal, but I'm just saying I want to make sure that you guys have all the complete information here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's relying on diffusion, and the chemicals diffuse, and then they just simply follow the concentration gradient.
Yes, they kind of spread out, and then they bind to the opposite receptors, and then their transduction makes all these changes happen in the cell, and then they grow towards each other, merge together, and form cell A/alpha A. This is just a picture of the process. So as you can see, this is cell A and cell alpha A. It's a little blurry. So cell A secretes this blue protein or factor, whatever, and then it binds to receptors over here on alpha A, and then a different shape factor is binding to this receptor over here. And then they grow together, they merge, and then you have a whole new cell. It's kind of like a person. New person. Okay. So the evolutionary advantage here is that cell A/alpha A now has both genomes, which gives it more variety of genes to pull from and more ability to be more versatile in the way that it functions. The received signal from step 2, which, if you recall, is it transduces this whole message that comes across in the factor, is really similar to the signal transduction pathway found in humans. And this makes scientists think and theorize about how prokaryotes and ancient eukaryotes were like the initial sites of this process to start. And then later adapted descendants accompanied their respective groups.
Okay, then you guys will finish then tomorrow.
Okay, right.